What up, everybody? In Force Season 1, Tommy found out he had a brother who Kate never told him about and a nephew. Unfortunately for Tommy, his arrival to Chicago put his newly found family in danger. Tommy racked up enemies from the time he arrived in Chicago. This concluded in JP getting kidnapped and D-Mac getting shot. Then Kate also arrived in Chicago for the final couple episodes, and there was one big family reunion. A lot of people feel like Kate is going to be moving to Chicago to help JP take care of D-Mac because of all the boxes she had in her house when Tariq showed up at the end of Ghost Season 3. This was obviously a clue in some type of way, but also keep in mind that Kate was living in a different house than what she did in Power. So either that was an error by the producers by putting her in a different house, or she has moved at some point in time. Possibly after getting the money Ghost left for her, she sold the old house and moved into the new one, or she might have just moved into that new house because JP and D-Mac are moving to New York to stay with Kate. This would be Tommy's best move if he wants to keep them safe and keep D-Mac out of the game. Keep in mind that Tommy has the same belief about himself that Tariq does, that everyone around him is always getting killed. And they're not really wrong about that. Think about all the people connected to the two of them that have died since the start of Power Season 1. Because of this belief, we have already seen Tariq send his mom, sister, and grandma one by one into witness protection for safety. By doing this, Tariq not only makes sure his family is safe, but he makes himself a bigger threat because his enemies have one less means to get to him. This is why Milan loved Tommy so much. He wasn't scared of dying, and Tommy had no attachments. Milan told Ghost that his weakness was that he was a man of many attachments. But he said Ghost learned how to make his weakness into a strength. So with that said, unless Tommy sends his family to New York for safety, I believe a tragic death awaits one of Tommy's family members in Season 2. And if we think we've seen Tommy go crazy already, wait until he has a family member get killed. We're going to see Tommy go crazy for real. One thing I can say about Tommy, though, is that every time he gets on one and starts snorting, he always finds a way to reel it in and doesn't let it consume him. Yesterday I talked about how D-Mac is in danger from Cousin Buddy and the crew from Gary after making that 40-minute drive from Chicago to Gary and rolling up on Cousin Buddy with a brick of Dahlia. But Buddy didn't trust D-Mac and Marshall and told them that they either bring him 4 more bricks of Dahlia or get him a sit with the Connect, or he was going to kill them both. I tried telling y'all yesterday how dangerous Cousin Buddy is, but everyone was in the comments saying Tommy is going to cancel Christmas on Cousin Buddy. But it's not going to be that simple. Number one, Tommy isn't going to be able to just roll up in Gary, Indiana and kill Cousin Buddy like it's all good and go home. If you think I'm playing read up on Gary for a minute and tell me Tommy is just going to roll up and take out Cousin Buddy, that's not going to happen. If I'm being honest, someone who looks like Tommy would probably get shot on sight. Plus, Buddy is always pulling the power move of making others come to him. I haven't seen him leave from his own turf in Gary yet, which also gives him home field advantage. Then you add the fact that Buddy rolls deep with a crew full of killers who are ready to kill on command. I'm telling you right now that Cousin Buddy will be a problem at some point in time. getting me to Gennard, who has already sent Blackston and the CBI crew to kill D-Mac after he heard that D-Mac and Marshall went to Gary and gave Buddy a brick of Dahlia. Then while kidnapping JP, Gennard found out that D-Mac was Tommy's nephew. This could be D-Mac's saving grace when it comes to Gennard. Since Diamond is rolling with Tommy now, he probably won't want to kill one of Tommy's family members because he won't want that smoke with Diamond. But sticking to Gennard, but talking about Gennard and JP, JP kept telling Tommy to find out who was responsible for putting his son in the hospital. But JP found out who it was himself when he got kidnapped. He looked Gennard in the eyes, face to face, and said, "I'm guessing you're the person who shot my son." If JP takes matters into his own hands by seeking vengeance against Gennard, he will most likely get himself killed. But JP is also in danger from Claudia Flynn. She told Gennard that she has the doc and she is not letting her go. Now the only other person in the whole wide world who knows how to cook Dahlia is JP. This would make JP Claudia's biggest threat, and it would only make sense for her to want JP dead. For those who watch Snowfall, keep in mind what Franklin was willing to do to keep the recipe for crack from being made public. JP could either be Claudia's direct competition, or even worse, he could go around teaching others how to cook Dahlia for a fee. And that would cause a real problem for Claudia. Either though Tommy and Diamond said at the end of season 1, they weren't messing with Dahlia anymore. The season 2 trailer says otherwise. Possibly Dahlia expands so much that they had no choice. But when they do get into the Dahlia game, will JP be one of the cooks? Then there's Kate Egan, who is also in danger and doesn't even know about it yet. At the end of Ghost Season 3, Drew and Diana Tejada put together an elaborate plan to kill Monet, which also included Tariq getting killed. But their plan was interrupted when Tasha pulled a drive-by, shooting up Diana's car. Now Diana and Drew might have to backtrack, covering their ground to keep their secret quiet. And one thing they would have to do would be to silence Kate Egan, because Diana was the person who delivered the letter, not Monet. So even if Tommy sends JP and D-Mac to New York with Kate, they still won't be 100% safe with the Tejadas still lurking around in the shadows. I can see a situation playing out when Tariq comes to Kate's on Ghost, and she introduces Tariq to JP and D-Mac and tells them concerning Tariq, "This is practically my grandson." With that said, if I was guessing which one of Tommy's family members dies in Season 2, it would be JP. Season 1 might have left a clue when Kate told Tommy, "You already killed one brother. Are you here to kill another?" Not saying Tommy will be the one to do it, but JP might get killed because of Tommy. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.